that is going down that same cancer journey that you went through, even though the cancers are different, many of the treatments and the side effects are still the same. So what does that feel like?
At first, it's just listening. You have to listen to them and see uh, what they're feeling and what they're talking about, and then it's just a step by step thing. It's like any other thing. You can't give anybody too much at one time. You just kind of little bits and pieces. You know, I tell them about the first time I went to get my very first chemo treatment. My son took me, and we were prepared. We had a bucket, we had towels, we had Gatorade, we had everything. We went and I got my first infusion, and we stopped at Burger King and ate hamburgers on the way home because I'd heard all these stories. I thought I was going to just immediately be sick, and I never was sick because of, again, they had the medication for that. I tell them to talk to their doctors or talk to their nurse practitioner, whoever, and to give themselves that opportunity to heal. Do everything you can for yourself. And the other thing that I tell them that I think is very important for them is let anybody that wants to do something for you do it. You may not need it, but they need it because your friends and family all feel so helpless. There's nothing that they can really do. So, if somebody wants to vacuum, let them vacuum.
Hmm.
I tell them you're stealing a blessing from someone if you don't let them help you.
That's true. That's true. So you've been on both sides. You've actually been the cancer patient, and then you've been able to walk along women that have battled cancer. So somebody that's listening this that would have a loved one that's actually battling cancer, what are some of the hints and tips that you can give them to support their loved one? Because I know that one of the reasons that we started Hello Gorgeous was because that as loved ones that you sit there and you watch your loved one go through cancer, you feel helpless. You feel like there isn't anything that you can do to take away the pain. You can't take away the nausea. And so what words of encouragement would you give to those that are actually watching their loved ones battle cancer?
I would say that they need to keep communication open, and they need to let their cancer patient make their own decisions. I find that people will say, oh, we're going to do this or we're going to do that, but we don't want to ask Susie because she's probably just too tired. Well, ask her and let her decide if she's too tired. They
Yeah.
need to make these decisions. Do you can offer help, but sometimes they want to do things just because they don't feel like the cancer is completely in control. But I say listen to them. Sometimes you don't even have to say anything, just knowing that you're there. I think people sending cards, I still have a whole box full of cards. I printed every email that I got. Encourage everybody that to encourage them. Getting cards from people that you don't expect, anything like that.
Awesome. And that's what I found too. We have found that's why to me the reveal as part of the Hello Gorgeous makeover is so important because I find that when a woman is diagnosed with cancer, people don't know what to say, so they say nothing and stay away. And so that's what she
Exactly.
needs is just that, that encouragement and what it does for the person that's receiving the card or the email or the note or just the text message that says you're thinking about them. I think it just makes them feel less alone during this time because I really do believe people don't know what to say, so they just say nothing and they stay away, which is the worst thing that you can do for your loved one battling cancer.
Sure. I had a friend that called and wanted to know if it was all right if she came to visit and could she bring her son. And he was 8 years old, and at that time I was concerned about him because I was bald. And she said, "Oh no, it'll be all right. We've already talked about it." And it was that he could see and he could understand why my hair fell out and that it would come back and everything was okay, and that was really nice.
That's awesome. Well, I think that if it's
Mm-hmm.
normal, it's as normal as you make it normal. If you make it, I always tell my son, if you make a big deal, it's a big deal. So don't make a big deal. You just and that's just it. You have that conversation. You don't make it a big deal. You talk about it matter of factly. Well, then they're not freaked out and they're not scared and they're not. But if you make a big deal and you get freaked out and you get scared, then of course the child's going to follow your lead. So I think that
Mm-hmm.
was probably would be interesting to know what that child thought of that, and even going back if he thinks about that memory now.
Well, I'll have to ask him. He graduated from Northwestern last year, and I'll just bring that up and ask him what he thought of all that.
That's right. That's right.
Well, the other thing is,
So,
if your
go
cancer
ahead.
patient can't eat, don't worry about it. The doctor will make sure that they get enough. You can get insurance or something. But I remember I didn't get sick. I didn't not eat because I was sick. I didn't eat because I was too tired to eat. And sometimes I would mention, oh, something sounds good. And the next thing I would know, it would appear. Somebody would bring it. And then when I would get here, I'd have a few bites and I just couldn't. And it was, we had the same thing with Denise when she came home from Indianapolis, and she was so thin. And I went over there for lunch one day, and she told me what she wanted me to pick up, and I picked it up and took it over, and it was like a Chick-fil-A sandwich, and she ate maybe a quarter of it. Well, that was all right, you know. And
Well,
she
right, whatever she could do.
She told us when she was tired, it was time for us to leave, and we left. And she had some things to eat. Eating gets to be a problem because, like I said, sometimes you're just too tired to eat, or things that you always like don't sound good, but that gets better. Your appetite comes back.
What was it like for you?
That.
What was it like for you to watch her get that makeover the day that her makeover took place?
It was so much fun because she is a person who is always doing for someone else. And she was so surprised. It was a total surprise because that was not easy. When you first said Sunday morning, I'm going, what am I going to do? How am I going to get Denise on a mass? That woman goes to mass every Sunday. And I had to come up with a story. And it was just so much fun when it all came together. And it was, she was walking on air for probably the rest of the week.
What do you think what was your favorite part, like watching her through that makeover experience? What was when you look back on, what's the one thing that day you were like, wow, that was it. That was the moment that you were like, this was the right thing to do.
I think of the initial surprise right there at Martin's, because she was totally surprised. But again, it's like Denise does everything. Well, we'll just go with it. And she enjoyed every moment of it. And I loved it when I saw her in her new outfit with her hair all done and a big smile on her face. And she looked gorgeous.
Awesome. Well, and again, I think, we can't do what we do without people like you. We've got to have somebody on the inside that knows the family, that knows the friends, that knows the clothing sizes in order to be able to, to get us the information that we need and to get us the people that are gathering, for her big reveal party. So I can't thank you, because without you, that would have never happened. So I can't thank you enough for making sure that she was able to really enjoy that special day.
Well, it was a wonderful day, and you just had that all put together so well. And she just felt like a queen the whole time.
That was my goal. That was my goal. So what is one?
It worked.
Oh, good. I like it when a plan comes together, like what you said. So we've just got a couple minutes left here. So tell me, what is one thing that you would tell someone that was just at the beginning of their cancer journey?
Confide in your best friend. If you know someone who's been through cancer treatment, confide in that person. But that's the big thing, is tell people how you feel. Don't be afraid to ask your doctor questions. There are people that will walk with you in every step of the way, in your medications, how to deal with it, how to deal with your hair loss, how to deal with being tired. There are people that want to walk with you. And a lot of them are your family and your closest friends. And just let them be a part of that, because for me, the hardest part of going through my cancer treatment was watching the faces of my family and friends. And the more I could engage them, the easier it was to watch, because they were a part of it and they were helping.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Wonderful advice. Well, thank you, Penny, for joining us today. I appreciate you taking the time out to speak with me and share your story. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for doing Hello Gorgeous. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Well, thank you. If you have any questions or comments, or would like to know more about the guests on our show, or for more information about Hello Gorgeous, feel free to contact me at kbecker@hellogorgeous.org, or visit our website at www.hellogorgeous.org. And we invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or download our mobile app. Thank you for joining me today on Hello Gorgeous, Everything Beauty, Cancer, and Inspiration. I'm your host, Kim Becker. And until next time, stay gorgeous.